Would you rather have to teach a boy to not be terrible to women or teach a woman to be afraid of men?
Afraid of men.
What would you rather?
I think that it's really important that we teach men. And so
So you'd rather have a man to like make the world a better place?
rather is hard, but I think that I think that it is more so the responsibility of parents who have boys to guide them correctly.
Of course, yeah.
Whereas with girls, if I were to have a girl, I wouldn't want her living a life of fear. It's not her responsibility to manage men. So I feel, but yes, obviously you have to like instill logic about the world.
But what would be your answer there? Would you rather have a little boy or a little girl, and which one would you rather have to deal with?
I would love to have a little girl.
Okay, and you'd love to have a little girl, and you'd have to let her know about the fears of the world, but you'd rather not have to because you hope the world is better by then.
I mean, that's the hope. Do you know about dark man dreams?
Dark man dreams?
Yes. So this is an interesting psychological phenomenon that I experienced in a extremely visceral way.
I'm about to be very critical of you. I hope you know. Continue.
I know, and I'm ready. So often, and this is like a theory essentially, but I experienced it and a lot of my friends did. When you're a little girl, you'll have some kind of dream where there is an ominous male figure. Because when you're born, 9 times out of 10, like I was absolutely in love with my dad, in love with my mom, in love with my brother. Safe, cuddle. There was no like men are dangerous because I had such a bonded, great experience with men up until that point. And then I had my dark man dream, as it were. And
how old were you?
I was like 4 when they started.
Okay.
And it's essentially, the idea is that there's something in the subconscious that teaches women to be a little bit wary, if not afraid of men. And you'll have some kind of like dark male figure come to you in a way that instills
like
fear.
A shadowy figure?
So mine, and this is actually says something about my inner world. I had my dream for about 4 years, to the point that I was afraid to go to sleep every night. And it was the same dream almost every single night of my life.
Describe it to us.
I'm at a movie theater. I walk through the doors to go into the theater, and it's just black, and I fall, and I'm like falling in this like black abyss, falling, and around me, falling with me, are all these like Disney characters, so like Snow White and yada yada. And then I see from across Peter Pan, but he's wearing all black and he has red eyes, and every like 4 seconds there's like a jump where he jumps forward, and then finally he's like right in my face, and his eyes are looking into my eyes, and I feel like I'm gonna scream, and I wake up.
My chest is tight listening to this. This is a great story. Like, you should tell this around the campfire. Honestly, this could be the perfect intro to a horror movie, is this podcast episode. This really kind of, casual introduction to the dark man, and then it cuts to like someone like turning off the podcast and being like, that's so funny, and then going to bed that night and
seeing him. Yeah, it was really horrifying, and it like I would cry to my mom before going to bed, but it worked because I'm afraid of men, as I should be.
So you think these are good dreams to have?
Well, I mean, that's up for debate, obviously. Like, fear is never great, but I think there is like, and I wish I knew more about it before I started publicly talking about it, but
I don't think anyone knows more about it. So I think this is a fine thing.
But it's an interesting, and I've talked to friends who are like, I'm the type of person that really remembers my dreams. But I have friends who also remember their dreams, and they can pinpoint a dream when something like shifted in the way that they viewed the world, as far as like safety around men.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Valid.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Spare Parts. It's just Evan and I today, and I'm honestly thrilled.
Yeah, it's cozy. It's nice. We get to both sit on the couch. We had a night out last night.
We did. We're under a blanket.
We're under a blankie. I don't want to say like I'm not hungover, but I do have a bit of a headache. But I think that's just
tired.
That's just being in your 30s and having one beer.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is at this point. Not to scare you out there if you're in your 20s, but it'll happen to you too.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
It sneaks up. Yeah, no, it's really nice. We've had obviously some like really fun guest episodes. We kind of started 2026 with like just a very intense energy. I feel like the Sam Doll episode, it's as if we recorded that in 1.5 speed. We didn't.
No.
We were just hysterical.
So we're just slowing things down here.
Yeah,
for
we
a
just need to
second.
recenter a little bit, which
So we
which is
started with the
great.
dark man.
So we started with the dark
It's
man
important
dream.
to talk about our deepest, darkest fears when you're recentering.
For me, it is. I always go dark.
Interesting. I mean, I have been known to go dark when I was a child, and I think I've really tried to go into the light now.
Really?
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I also had terrifying dreams and, you know, a lot of nightmares and fears and surprise, surprise. But as an adult, I think I watch horror to, it's like an off gas. Like it's kind of like lets all that out. So I can watch people get mutilated on screen.
Right.
And then I can focus on the joys of my life. And so like when my like dog is lying beside me, I'm like constantly like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm safe
This
here.
is perfect.
Yeah.
I love this. My life
So
is
much
good.
beauty in the world.
Exactly.
I can't take
Look
it.
at that paper bag.
Look at that. Why is it floating in the way? It's so beautiful. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to do that. I wish I still smoked weed.
Right.
I think it would be a lot easier to get to that headspace.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting you say that. Like when you were a kid, were you the sort of kid that felt like an open receptor to seeing like ghosts, or did you think that you saw ghosts?
What I thought was happening, and I knew this pretty young. So every time before I went to bed, I would think of all the terrifying things I'd seen on television in my life, because I thought if I thought about it, then I wouldn't dream about it.
Oh,
Yeah, so I would think of like the Gob music video when they're zombies, and I
Oh my
would
God,
think
I love
there's
that
great
music video.
What do you call it for me out in the night?
I
Amazing
love
song, amazing
that.
music video. But when I was a kid, that was haunting, truly horrifying. I would think of like Jaws. I would think of, and I could see and I would think of all my family members dying, so that they wouldn't die.
It's funny you say this. I did
You do that
something
too?
very similar where I was like, if I think about the worst possible outcome, it can't possibly
Can't happen. You're not
Be-
psychic.
Exactly, because I'm not psychic.
I'm psychic. I can't make that happen. So I would do that. And then at some point when I was like, I don't know if I was like 8, 9, I started hallucinating at night. So I started seeing things at night in front of me, especially when I had a big night out. Like I was at a school dance and I was really excited. And I would try to go to bed, and then I'd wake up and all
Grinding.
I'd be grinding. All of my classmates would be in the room with me, or like a zombie would be in the room, or a vampire or something.
And this is your like, what is this called?
Hypnagogia.
Right.
It's when your brain. It's kind of the same thing happens with you, probably with the dark man, but with, you know, the hag who sits on your chest. That's like a pretty famous story. It's like you wake up and you see
hag?
you see like a woman sitting on your chest at night.
hag.
That's what she's. I mean, you see it a lot in like plays and old literature.
like
they talk about the hag.
I forgot about the word hag. I want to call somebody a hag.
I think you have a couple friends who call you a hag, don't you?
What?
I feel like I've heard like Nick call you a hag. Am I just being homophobic?
Yes.
Okay. Is that homophobia?
Yes.
Okay.
Internalized and
Well, I think-
just external.
I just think you're a hag, so maybe that's it. I'm a misogynist. Go on.
hag. But
Really good word. I like them. I like hags.
But
for the
hag,
record.
but like a hag is in literature
Like a witch.
Like a witch.
Yeah, like an old timey witch.
Okay.
I don't think she has to be old.
She's kind of like right.
I'm picturing her like just kind of like.
I'm picturing warts though.
Oh, I'm not. She's kind of hot in my mind.
A hag.
Like a hag.
Hag is a powerful word. I need to like take this on. It's like the word slut. Like that's
Totally.
mine to have. I'm
You're
gonna
such a slutty hag.
Yeah, you're a slutty hag. And I feel good about that.
Yeah, me too. I'd love if somebody calls me a slutty little hag. Like,
Cool.
good day.
Cool.
Starting off right.
So do you still have these hag dreams?
No, I don't. I don't have any exciting nighttime things anymore. Now I play. This is new. I play brown noise so that I don't have to hear my tinnitus.
Yep.
And I wear a mouth guard, so I'm like,
That's nice.
and it's like,
Did I tell you about what happened right before we moved here to Toronto? I was like, you know, how moving is really quite stressful, obviously. And I think we didn't realize, like, because we did it really quickly. We basically made the decision, and then 3 weeks later, we were out of our place.
it's amazing.
So
all for you guys.
just for exactly just this, so we could sit on this couch. But I guess I was a lot more stressed out than I thought, and we were sleeping. Connor and Clementine were sleeping, and I just bolt out of bed, like sit up, and scream at the top of my lungs for, I'm not joking, I'm looking at Connor for like validation here, like 8 seconds. Yeah, he's nodding yes. 8 seconds. And when I tell you, it was a full-fledged like scream, bloody murder.
So scary.
Dog up, Connor, like, oh my God, what's happening? He thought somebody was in the room. Of course.
Was somebody?
No, I mean, I saw a dark figure, but it was obvious. I was in dream world. And by the time I came to and sort of stopped the screaming, my throat was raw from, like, that's how loud I was screaming. It was really disturbing.
That's really fucked up.
Isn't that fucked up?
That's so fucked up. And this is like recent. Like, that's not that long ago.
No, it was really like that felt like, what is the term?
Feels like a movie moment to me. Like that, like if that happened in a movie, I'd be like, that's so obvious.
Unrealistic.
Like, don't include that. No one wakes up screaming at the top of their lungs. That's nuts.
Yeah, and then I found out that my aunt has this, and to the point
Like
that
night terrors.
her husband is so used to her screaming that he doesn't even like move a muscle.
Honestly, it's like sleep training. That's pretty good, actually.
I know.
Alana sometimes yells at night, but it's just, ah! It's not a 8-second sustained scream.
I'd never done an 8-second.
Or she'll look at me and go, what? I'm like, what?
That's scary.
I don't like the what. I don't like that. Because it's like, I did something?
You're like, yeah, what?
What? And Dewey's always like, like he doesn't. He's not a good guard dog. I feel like Clem probably couldn't identify the issue either, right? Like when she woke up, your dog just kind of.
No, she was like, something is seriously wrong.
Is it with you?
No, she's like,
she's looking around the room.
Scanning.
That's a good dog.
She's scanning.
Yeah, she knows you're probably okay.
I also had this experience alone in my bed with Clementine where I was having a dream, but I was in my room and there was a dark figure like crouched in the corner of my ceiling.
The hag. I'm telling you, this is the hag.
This is the hag.
This is the hag. Sometimes she's in the corner of the room. Sometimes she's on your chest, which gives you that feeling of sleep paralysis.
So she was the hag, as it were, was in the corner, and I was like paralyzed, staring, and it was like this very ominous present. And then
That's
I woke up out of it. But get this,
something in your room.
Clementine is barking at the corner. On God, I'm not joking.
On God. On God, you hag.
You fucking hag. You slutty hag.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so deeply scary. The corners of the rooms are the scariest parts of the rooms.
Oh, and I was
They're
like,
all the way up there.
But then logic brain goes, well, obviously I was making some sort of like energetic motion at.
Or you're like,
and
and she was like, and you were like, 8 seconds later.
Yeah. So anyways, who knows if ghosts are real? I guess our brains are just fucking with us.
Not.
They're not definitely not.
Ghosts aren't real. We're weak-brained. We're scared of the world around us. We make ghosts.
Are you so closed off to these ideas?
I'm so closed
because if you allow yourself to open up to it, you'd go insane.
I would kill everyone.
Right.
You don't think I would end up being a Ted Bundy? I don't know what Ted Bundy did. Which one's the one who... I don't want to claim to be
serial killer of women.
Not him.
College women.
Okay, who did some serial killing that was like we can kind of get behind? Who just like killed a bunch of people, but it was random, not women in particular, not gay men? Is there any serial killers just kind of like
I don't think
kills everyone a little?
I don't think serial killers can be like sort of chill.
They have to pick one group and murder them?
The guy who, trigger warning, the guy who was in LA.
Now a trigger warning. Go on.
The Zodiac killer, but who was the guy?
He
was
likes
like,
horoscopes.
I mean, he was he was the guy who just randomly would pick a house. He killed old people. He killed children. He killed.
Oh, I don't want to be a child. We're moving into a dark place. I want to kill adults only. I don't want to kill anyone.
Anybody.
But if I were to
I had to choose.
If I had to pick a serial killer, I had to be.
I think they're all pretty bad.
They're all pretty bad.
I don't think
there's any good ones out there. If you do know a good serial killer out there who's like kind of a Dexter, let's say.
Right.
Or has there actually ever been a Dexter? It's a girl. Do you want to come up and sit with us?
Alley-oop.
Alley-oop. Alley-oop.
All right, Nanny, come on up. Oh, Bubba.
Good girl.
Oh, Bubba.
Good stinky girl. Oh, the stinky.
Okay.
Good girl.
Clementine has joined us on the couch.
Yeah, she has.
Which adds to the cozy
Honestly,
vibes.
she's so cozy. It's crazy. Yeah,
So-
girl. Yeah, girl.
So yeah, don't be any serial killer, but I would be interested to know if there is kind of an ethical serial killer.
Is there a Dexter? A real life Dexter Morgan?
The woman, you know that movie Monster with Charlize Theron?
Yes, and she won an Oscar for it.
She did because the Academy loves when a hot woman goes ugly. It's
So
such,
true.
It's such a dumb
so true.
thing. They're like, wow, how brave.
Would you ever do that? How ugly would you go for your Oscar?
Deeply ugly.
Yeah?
Happily so.
Would you shave your head
Yes.
and
Scabs
and
missing teeth? And these are all things she
Like
did.
the
She had a
substance.
mullet though.
She should have gotten
Demi
should have gotten it for the substance, right?
I think she was
Because she went as ugly as it gets. That was
But
awesome.
people are, it's just so funny. I find that such a funny thing of like when a woman goes ugly, who's like a kind of hot woman, everyone's like
so brave,
standing
so brave.
It's so funny.
She's so brave for pretending she's ugly because she's actually so hot.
Because she's so snatched.
She's so snatched, but look at that hump.
Especially, oh my god, if she adds some weight to her body, wow,
big moves.
What a sacrifice.
Yeah.
But Monster is based off a true story of a woman who was a sex worker who like essentially would kill men who raped her.
And this is a real story?
Yeah. So she didn't go after the men that were just classic Johns.
Dexter Morgan.
Right, but if there was a man who like assaulted her
I've never seen Monster,
or assaulted a woman that she knew, she would lure them and she would kill them.
Is she the monster or the people she's killing the monsters?
That's the question, isn't
Whoa, it is a thinker.
Whoa, dude, that's like kind of what's so fun crazy.
This is exactly when I wish I still smoked weed. I would have gotten lost in that thought for days. I would have been thinking about this. I shouldn't go back to weed.
Don't go back to weed.
And I think it did have an effect on me, like psychologically, like in that way, the paranoia, the confusion, like one time I had a hash bread. It was like a little, like somebody made like hash.
Oh yeah,
bread for
hash
me,
bread,
like a bread made of hash, and I ate it, and I was alone, and I watched 3 Pixar movies in a row, and then just came to like I had no memories of the time, but I recorded myself a bunch during it. So I have these like little snippets of me like looking out the window and being like, oh my God, who is that? And like, there's like an old woman approaching the door and I'm like, oh my God, is she going to come in here? No, I think it's okay. You guys. And I was like, oh, I don't think I should do hash bread anymore.
Yeah, too hectic.
Which is why I've never done like a true psychedelic because I'm just too afraid of like what would become of me. I think it would be the severing from
No,
me in reality.
Some brains just really can't take it. I mean, one time I smoked a bit of weed and I ate 11 Macintosh apples in a row.
Oh my God. That probably has permanently affected your acidity. You are more acid now.
My brain just fixated on the crunch and the juicy. Like I was
kind of making me want a Macintosh apple right now.
And
Were you at an orchard?
No, I was just in my house and I love a Macintosh apple.
You buy them in bulk.
They were available to me. And so it was very crazy.
For those of you who don't know, who aren't like Canadians out there, we have an incredible access to apples, like beautiful apples.
We do.
And do you ever go apple picking with your family when you were a kid?
No.
Oh, that was such a huge thing for us.
I feel like that's very Ontario.
It might be very Ontario. We would take the tractor rides, go through the hay maze, the corn maze.
Oh, that's so nice.
And then my parents would send the 4 boys out into the fields to pick apples. And it would be like, those would be our apples for the year. We'd collect bags and bags and bags of them.
For the year.
Put them in the cellar. You know? Those would be our apples.
Well, that's very cute. It's a nice, cute, wholesome image.
I think of it kind of like child labor, but go on.
I wanted to discuss last night because we went out last night. This is part of the reason why we're under a blanket. We're feeling a bit sleepy because we went to a club.
We freaking partied.
We talked to Nadim. She put club into our brains and then we went out to a bar and then we were like, let's, for some reason on a Saturday, switch locations at 11 p.m. We're going to go to a new place without a reservation, which I don't remember needing reservations at places back in the day.
Well, there didn't used to be chairs.
What is Kate? Thank you.
I don't know why everyone wants to sit down now.
Why is that a thing? Why do you have to have a table at a bar?
I don't know. I'd rather stand. Why aren't we all standing? You should just be able to walk in and order a drink from the bar and stand around. Yeah, I agree.
Is that not allowed anymore?
It's not as much of a thing, or at least there's now like very secure, like somebody can't, like when we went to Sweaty Betty's, that's all standing and sitting. You can do whatever you want. But he was like, oh, there's 8 of you. Like they were taking numbers of how many people could get in. But then we went to apartment 200, which is like, I remember going there 10 years ago with like Clark, and it was like, you know, a hip hop club. There's a lot of dancing. When we went in though, first of all, everyone was so hostile to us on the way in. I don't know if it's because they're like, these people are in their 30s.
Right, get out of here.
Why are they here at 9:30? This is way too early. But we were like the first people there.
They hated us right away.
It was like,
so Sai, who we were with, who's a dad, and was like, why the fuck am I here right now? And I went, true, but just please come in with us. I'm wearing like essentially a workout sweatsuit. Like I shouldn't be here.
You actually look really on brand for the place, but
thank you.
You're okay.
But he had a water bottle in his bag, and then they're like, you have to dump it, and so it's freezing cold outside, so cold we're in the line. So Sai dumps the water, and the guy's like, no, like don't dump the water there. And Sai was like, why? And he's like, because it's gonna freeze. And we were like,
Why
we're
didn't
just
you give
getting
more?
everything wrong, aren't we? Like,
And then
we
the funniest
can't
thing,
win.
Sai also muttered under his breath, yeah, who would want to stay hydrated?
That's a cool thing to say. And then we walk up the stairs and they're like,
on the left side of the stairs.
And then it's
on the left side.
mandatory check.
But
coat
it's
check.
literally just us. There is no left and right side of the stairs. There's literally, it's just our group, and they're screaming at us to stay on the left side of the staircase. Both the security guard and the coat check person.
And also, it's not like, hey, can you guys like keep? It's they look, they point, and they go move.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, this sucks.
Yeah, the vibe was crazy.
And there's a cover, and then the woman doing coat check was talking to Nadine as if Nadine was wasted, being like, hello, you have to put it. And Nadine's like, I fully am able to understand the language you're speaking. I'm here. I'm understanding.
Yeah.
What you ask of me.
There's so many tiny moments in that one interaction that I was
Such
like,
a bad
I think
vibe.
My memories of Apartment 200 when I was a kid was when I was like a little baby boy, which is who ended up joining us an hour later at the club. We're 20-year-olds.
Which is great.
I'm glad they're still there.
Totally.
But I don't know if it's, again, this issue with phone culture and whatever it is, but it was more like a grade 8 dance than a club. All the boys were on the side looking at the girls dancing in the middle. And that brings me back to my other point. I'm sorry. $15 cover for men, $10 cover for women.
Weird.
Is it not 2026?
Weird.
You're gendering your fucking cover?
Well, but this is the
Define
thing.
gender, bro.
Well, this is the thing that I think will never change is that bars want to have as many girls as possible because then guys buy drinks.
Yeah.
Is the concept that we cannot possibly get away
But
from.
imagine for a second that women have jobs now and it's 2026. And
that
they
in your
can
mind for a
also
second.
buy drinks and want to drink. And they don't want men buying them drinks because men are fucking creeps who think they owe you something when you buy them a drink. Like,
because you have to talk to them or at least smile.
shouldn't it just be like people are coming into this bar because it's fun and the vibe is good, as opposed to like, you want to fuck tonight?
I think most places do agree with what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. Where we went last night is stuck in like 2010 in a weird way.
To be fair, the music was so good because of that.
The music was, and that's the part of the
Like 90s, 2000s
where I was like,
hip-hop.
this is a great.
Was fire.
They played
The DJ was
back
so
to
good.
back Ja Rule.
Oh my
went,
God. I sang
wow.
every single word and I looked around. I was like, none of these kids know this music. Like, this is actual retro. Like,
Right.
we are dust in the corner. We were watching. There was
Pingu.
like, there was Pingu was on the screen. And it was playing like 90s cartoons. And I was like, these are my cartoons.
This is for me.
That might even be me. And that.
Pingu was a great. There were some great moments at that establishment, but it was just a weird vibe.
I know. And I don't want to say, I know it's very hard to be a coat check person. I was a coat check person at track and field.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Weird. I was for a minute. Terrifying location though, because this was their old location where it was like a black mold dungeon in a bathroom and they put a curtain up over it. They were like, this is the coat check room. And I was like, what's back here?
Stinks.
It's terrifying. Side note, this is so but I'm just saying the people who work at these places need to have kind of steel for nerves because they deal with so many drunk assholes.
Fair.
So I understand the hostility is a mechanism and they didn't want us to throw them off their game. It was Saturday night. This person was about to deal with having to tell hundreds, if not thousands of people that there is a mandatory coat check for $5, which is an insane thing to say to someone. Yeah. And then the follow-up thing is,
Oh yeah.
and if you take your jacket off, we're going to take it from you and you don't get it back.
Yeah.
I was like,
They're like, and if
you're
you
going to steal from me?
if you have a jacket that you don't decide to coat check, because I guess legally they just can't enforce that. But if you leave it anywhere, somebody will grab it and you cannot get it back.
You don't get it back. They steal your jacket.
They take
I thought
it.
that was, and there's
Sorry.
like a sign explaining this. And I was like, I was trying to understand this. And I was like, you're telling me you're going to steal my belongings?
My personal wares?
In the middle of winter? Like, what the fuck is happening? And meanwhile, we walk out. So like I leave just after you leave because you were basically the exodus.
Well, I basically
you were ready to go to bed.
I got a margarita, interesting order at a bar, and then I sit down. I have 2 sips. I'm mid conversation, and all of a sudden, this is very my personality, where something in my brain just goes, "You're leaving right now."
Yeah.
And mid convo, I'm like, "You're welcome to continue drinking my drink. I've barely touched it. I'm leaving immediately."
Yeah. And I saw you go and I was like, oh no, I wish. But then I had to still do my rounds and I had to, whatever. But as we're going, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's now a huge line to get into the club.
Yes, I did
And it's
notice.
all people in very little clothing. And I'm like, God damn, at least that hasn't changed. Winter in Toronto.
It was nice to see some mini skirts out there.
Skirts.
I appreciated that.
The boys were wearing the wildest shit, though. Like, the boys are in, like, Psycho Bunny. Like, I literally didn't know anybody wore Psycho Bunny. Whenever I see that at a mall, I'm like...
And fur coats.
And fur coats.
Which I like.
It's kind of fun, actually, yeah.
Like floor-length fur?
Yeah.
On a man? Cool.
It's kind of interesting.
On a 20-year-old boy,
yeah, but if he takes it off, he's fucked because they're going to take that from him and he's going to be like, my grandmother's coat!
Yeah.
Forever gone.
Strange.
Like, we'll never get it back. It went into the incinerator. Or like,
I hope they're donating the coats.
No. They're doing something weird.
It's just like a free-for-all. All the staff just gets to take whatever they want for the night.
One of my favorite, I think actually, but one of my not to shit on the staff again. One of my favorite, they were lovely. The bartenders were lovely.
Okay, the bartenders were nice. But
one of my favorite things about that location is it used to be Wicked, the sex club. And so before it was Apartment 200, it was this sex club with blacked out windows. And I remember the day it closed and they put all the mattresses outside on the side of the building for garbage pickup. And it was like, it was horrifying.
That's
dozens
really weird
of mattresses.
Sorry. It was a
literal sex
club. Like a legal...
Yeah, it's a sex club. It was like Oasis. Like, we have sex clubs in Toronto. You don't know this?
What? I don't know about this.
Oh, yeah. You sign up for like a membership and it's like a play club. Like you go and you can have sex with like strangers or your partner publicly or whatever. You don't know about this?
What?
Oh, yeah. It's a big, there's a big industry in Toronto.
Oh, that's blowing my mind.
Yeah. You're going to say it was crazy. Kink shamer.
Yeah.
You love shaming kinks though. Go for it.
I do.
Yeah, go hard.
It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
But, I just I didn't realize that would be legal.
Yeah, because it's not prostitution or anything. It's not like you're paying for sex. You're paying to get into a club and then you're just having sex.
But isn't there some like sort of like public nudity issues but I guess if it's a private
sign
club.
Things, I think, and it is a private club and there is like, so for instance, just to give you a little rundown of like one of the most successful and active ones in Toronto, Oasis, Sex Lounge. Mm-hmm. It might be called Pool Lounge. It's got like a hot tub and a pool. Ew. And there's like a shaggin' wagon on one of the levels. And there's like, the main floor where they do like trivia nights and dances and stuff. So you don't have to have sex. You can just go and hang out. But for men, it's like $100.
Yeah.
And then for women, it's free.
Well, this is, remember we talked about, I heard about this sex party.
Yeah, so we're back to the gendering.
We're back to that.
Yeah.
Well, in a long time ago episode, we were talking about the sex parties in LA where it's like a club situation, but for a membership for a man, it's like $100,000 for the year.
Nuts.
And then for women, it's free. And it's so that there aren't any slouches in there.
And
I'm like, it's so weird.
Putting the women through like university with that money? Like who's getting $100,000? To me,
Evan, of course they're not.
No, but like that could be a good business if it was like it's just like a club where like nasty old men get to talk to young women. They don't have sex with them, but like they get a bunch of money to like go to school. This is a terrible idea. Don't include this in the podcast. This makes me sound like I'm a psycho. I don't believe in this.
I like this.
Take it back immediately.
I like where your head's at.
Just entrepreneuring.
Well, that's so interesting. Yeah, I feel like I think that in 2026, club culture, and I got to see a glimpse of it last night. Like you said, it was nice to see young people out dressed in small clothing, kind of dancing. I'd like to see a little bit more mingling.
Not dancing enough. Goddamn. Maybe it happened at 2 a.m. Like maybe later it was like good dancing. But from what I saw, it was like a lot of fear.
Right.
A lot of fear of being judged. A lot of phones out, taking videos of people who started dancing. You know what I mean? Like you can't really let it go when you think that you're going to be seen by the world.
Broadcasted online.
Yeah. I want more club culture though going forward. I want it. But I also God, I have never gotten over FOMO more than I did last night. Like walking out of the club, I was walking away, I was like, I don't think I'll ever have FOMO again.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be like, oh, I can't believe I didn't go out dancing tonight or go to that thing. I was like, I've gotten to the point where I know what's out there now. And I know what it is.
Yeah. And see, I've never experienced FOMO.
You never had FOMO? Oh, I've had it every night of my life, my whole life. Until last night. I actually think I was cured of something because of that.
That's actually not true. The only time I have FOMO in this weird way is I like going out to, back in the day, I liked to go to bars where, because I worked in the industry, like service industry, I knew like other restaurants and other bar
The cool ones
staff,
afterwards. Yeah.
right? Like all the staff would go, and it was
fun.
like a very high school feeling because people were sleeping with each other. People had like beef and problems with each other. So then it'd be like, okay, Thursday night we go here, and we know we're gonna see like that person, and like, oh my God, he's sleeping with her, and he broke her heart, and like she's gonna be there, she's gonna confront him. Like I miss that stuff. I couldn't miss it for the world.
You were like, if I miss tonight's episode of Desperate Bartenders of Toronto,
totally, it's my favorite show.
I'm not gonna know what's happening next week.
Exactly.
Yeah, it changes so quick.
And I feel like that still exists.
Yeah, I mean, we'll always have amazing interpersonal drama. As long as we have people who are going out and drinking, there will always be just so much drama to be had.
You know what's so funny? I've talked to a few different people who don't know each other, who are in the industry, who are writers, and they have tried so many times to write and sell, keyword sell, a Toronto bar culture show, because the service industry in the city, especially like when I was working in it, like 2013 and 14, whatever, was so like dramatic and crazy, and there's all these characters and all these tropes that are so true, and like, and I know so many people who've tried to sell this show and nobody wants it.
Yeah,
so far.
No, and I have tried my hand as well at stuff like, and you always kind of.
What's the feedback? Tell me.
I think the idea is, one, it's super niche. Like as wide as it feels, and as much as it feels like everybody works at a bar, it's like, no, all of us work at a bar. All of the actors work at a bar. All the musicians work at a bar.
Wait,
all the people with real jobs went from university to like internships and like trying to get jobs elsewhere. Whereas we're like, this is life. And it's us like biking home at 2:30 in the morning after having like a bottle of wine and a joint inside the restaurant that you just closed, and being like, I'm in love for the first time in my life with the sous chef. Like, it's like, yes, we've all had this experience, but like, that's not actually the real world. Like, that's not what everyone experiences.
And is that the feedback you'd receive, that it's too niche?
It's like niche, and it's kind of like, well, why? Like, what's this story for? Like, who are you? Who's this for? Is it like coming of age? Do they get better?
Do they get out of it?
Is anything happen? Like, and it's like,
well, no, what happens is you start as a host, and you become a bartender, and then you open up your own place,
bar, and then you rack so much debt up that you're fucked forever.
And then you are 45 and you're still dating a 20-year-old, and you're miserable and you look a bit bloated. And that's the story, folks.
But then you get to work for Sony Music as like a rep for some reason, because enough people know you now and enough musicians have come into your bar that you've got like clout.
Right, and you wear a cool leather jacket.
Exactly. Like some people do find a way to transition, but I know a lot of career bartenders and career servers and career baristas, because I put them in the same category. I think bar culture and coffee culture, while different,
right, there's some overlap.
Some overlap.
Which, can I just say, great job, respected field,
I did them both for a long time.
hard job, like love. I mean, I miss working in service all the time.
The only reason I'm not allowed to, I would have a bar job literally tomorrow if I was allowed to. The last time I worked at a restaurant was Bandit Brewery, and I was stopped 5 times a night to take photos with my tables.
Do you think that would still happen though?
You think I'm not successful enough anymore?
No, but
nobody would want photos of me anymore?
No, that's not what I said. But I think Letterkenny has been now off for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think that people would be like excited, but it wouldn't feel like there was a moment in time where it felt
embarrassing to get a job like that. And then people found that dude from what show is it where he was working at Trader Joe's, and like the internet was like, it's okay that he has a job at Trader Joe's.
Totally. I think it's more mellow than we.
I do need to pay my mortgage, but
well, of course. I'm just okay. What I didn't mean, like, no, you would get stopped. There's just no question.
No. I think I'm more recognizable
way.
now because I do so much social media.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But I think it would just be like okay and safe, of course, and like I think it'd be fine. And I just don't think there's any like ego attached to it. It's like if people need jobs, people need jobs. We've talked about this before. Like the industry right now is an interesting place. It's always been interesting.
I think the industry is generally a tough industry period for people to make a living because there's no predictability, obviously.
For sure. But I think it's also there's a lot has changed since COVID. A lot has changed.
Has it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same shit for me. Like I don't know. I'm just like the only difference is that I don't get to go in person audition anymore.
Well, but it didn't feel as like tight tight.
It feels like there's fewer people getting jobs now for you?
I think that there's a scarcity mindset that has like really taken over in a different way that I think has always existed to an extent, but it feels really pervasive because less stuff is getting made. There's less budget for things.
You don't think it's just because you were on like a show for 8 years and now you're not? Like it's not just your own.
Well, I think you're right. Like
anecdotal.
we were so lucky because we had stability for so long and we had access in this like artist way where we got to be just working actors, and that is a huge
awesome.
luxury.
And I was aware of it. I know like a lot of people aren't aware of it at the time or like say they're not. I constantly was like, I can't believe I work for this much of the year, and then so for this time of the year I'm going to write and I'm going to have coffee and I'm going to go out and I'm going to go for walks. The problem is I've maintained that same thing. Like we're doing a podcast for a year, etc. Like we do work obviously, but I've maintained so much of the same like daily structure from that time where I'm like, I work out, I go for a walk, I write, it's just such a luxurious life. And so at some point I'm like, fuck, like I gotta find a way to, if I ever want to have children,
we'll get the stability back.
I gotta get some stability. I gotta do something where I'm like, and I was talking to Sai yesterday, I was like, should I become an advertising copywriter? Sure. Like that's how I could pivot my writing into a functional job.
You got to stay open, and you have to also put your ego aside and be like, if I want to be an artist.
I don't have an ego anymore. It's gone.
Great.
It's dead.
Honestly,
my ego died for sure.
Yeah, 2025 year of the snake, of course you ego died.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is it the year of the snake? Tell me more about that.
Okay, so to kind of wrap up what we were just saying, I just feel like it's important to remember that like being an artist is a luxury, and it's also extremely difficult, and whatever you have to do to like maintain not only your life and being able to pay your bills outside of hurting other people obviously is fine.
You can hurt people as long as you
and I think
get
it's
a lot
like
of money for it.
It's like we have to protect our mental health because this industry can come with a lot of rejection and a lot of like worry, and so keeping it moving, and you're very good at keeping it moving, I'm very good at keeping it moving, and I'm also like, our show only ended 2 years ago. Like that's also something to keep in mind.
It's just a crazy thing.
And I've worked quite a bit since then, as have you.
Yeah.
So it's like we're complaining in a way that is annoying, and we just have to have a little perspective.
I think I'm less complaining and more like realizing the reality of like the financial structure of how the show we were on went and whatnot. Like I don't have stability. So I'm like, fuck, I'm at the time of my life where I'm like, fuck, I need to like find a way to achieve that in some capacity. I don't know what that looks like for me. Honestly, this podcast is kind of a fun option just because we get to choose our own like creative decisions that happen with it. So like a lot of what happens in this room is like our choice, and we can be like, okay, well, we choose to continue doing this.
Yeah.
It's when something can get like taken from under you, or like your life can just change in an instant that you're like, oh shit.
It's the life of being an actor.
Life of being an actor. Being an actor is a very punishing, uncertain thing. Being a creative in other routes, like a producer of some kind, a little bit more control.
A little more control.
A little more control.
Well, it's like we're just like mouthpieces at the end of the day. That's why it's like so. Well, it's true. You're just like other people's work. Yeah. And there's beauty and great depth and artistry to that. But it is something to be aware of. That's, I think, why like writing feels so good sometimes.
Yes.
And just like other ventures that you
just feel like you have agency.
Exactly. And it's so important. And I think there's a way to feel like you have agency as an actor, and that obviously comes from just honing your craft.
Is that what it is for you? Like you feel like you get agency when you're just like putting in the work to like do really good auditions and like going to classes and stuff, or what's the
classes? I'm 50-50 on, to be totally honest. I think it can be a bit of both. It can be really wonderful, but it can also be like an annoying cash grab, and also like a group of people that are all being like weirdly competitive with each other, which frankly I don't need more of. Like I don't need that. I mean, more.
I gotta say, another massive aspect of this whole industry is like the jealousy, the competition, the envy. It is very tough when literally like the way that you're supposed to celebrate each other and celebrate yourself is by like posting about it, letting people know when you're working. The illusion is everyone's working all the time. It's like, look at these 20 Deadline articles. It's like, I did that movie 2 years ago.
Right.
It's like I'm literally not working.
Smoke and mirrors.
I'm in a devastated point in my life where I'm like desperate for the next job, but I've like just posted like, guys, I'm going to be the lead in this film.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's just such a funny
Yeah, you just have no gauge really. So,
dynamic.
Yeah. Okay, so to circle back
truth? Yeah.
to Year of the Snake,
Oh
entering
my God,
Year
please,
of the
let's
Horse.
shed this conversation.
Well, beautiful choice of words, but I think it relates in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So this past year, and this is like, Chinese zodiac stuff, so grain of salt, but like pretty ancient, kind of cool stuff. But Year of the Snake is like kind of iconically a year of shedding and a year of like confronting the things that are difficult or blocks or insecurities in your life. And everything kind of comes to a front. And I think a lot of people that I've witnessed are like, a lot of relationships shift or end. A lot of jobs shift or end. There's like ego deaths happening. There's insecurities coming out that are kind of shocking for people. I know I've experienced that where I'm like, well, I really didn't think that I was this insecure about this thing. And now I'm unable to keep it in and I have to like get it out of my system.
Are you about to end the podcast? Are you going to?
What I'd like to.
Where are you going with this?
I've come here today.
No, God.
No.
I've been meaning to tell someone in my life.
No.
Who's sitting right beside me.
But I just think it's been a really interesting, strange year. And we're not entering the new year of the horse, which is a very different energy, until mid-February. So we're still in this shedding era. And Year of the Horse is like, horse, I guess, is about forward motion, confidence, true identity, authenticity.
We're going to be horse girls 2026.
We are.
Yeah. Some people are rats and pigs. Like to me, I'm like, God, you just fuck. What are you? Oh, God. Year of the pigs.
Yeah, you're Year of the pig.
That's a rough go, buddy. Especially as a vegan. Vegetarian.
He's
Sorry, same
pescatarian.
shit.
I just think it's been an interesting time. I also think it relates to like outside of all the kind of woo-woo stuff, if you will, pragmatic brain goes, pandemic, repercussions of pandemic and strikes took a lot of effect in our industry and everyone's industry. And so I think it's like being gentle with ourselves. This is also the time of year after the holidays. I find like January really difficult. So I don't know. I'm just, for anyone listening, if you're feeling a bit like off center, you're not alone. I feel the same way. It's been like a very difficult like month for me, honestly. Emotionally pretty like fragile. And I think that that's okay. But
do you sometimes like our next month, are you going to be like, I am emotionally invincible? Like, do you think you're going to have like, do you have that swing? Are you going to be a horse girl? Like, are you going to go do something?
Like placebo, I think is a pretty strong, it has a strong effect.
It does work for you? Okay.
But I'm not like that stupid. I'm not like February 16th. I'm going to
be.
I think it's more just like it's okay to not be doing as well as you wish you were all the time, emotionally or just in general. Exactly.
I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to have like perfect lives.
Yeah.
When in fact, nothing is perfect, but that's kind of the beauty of living.
It is.
You know, the imperfections make it so that when you have something lovely happen, like as simple as having a nice cup of coffee, or like if you can enjoy that.
Or going out to the club.
Going to the club. Exactly.
Hey,
full circle. Okay. So Michelle, why don't you go get your laptop? I, just before this podcast episode, asked if folks had questions for us on the Letterkenny subreddit. So let's see if we got some questions. They should be non-Letterkenny, Letterkenny. There should be all sorts of stuff in there. Let's have a look.
Let's answer a couple.
Both my feet are fully asleep from the dog. Fully, like they feel like plums, like hot plums.
Okay, here's a good kind of obscure question. It's not so Letterkenny related, but we'll go for this. When hand washing after using the bathroom, should you wet your hands first or soap them first?
Oh my God, it's like the toothbrush question.
Or the wiping question. Have you heard this? Do you wipe when you go to the washroom? Do you wipe while you're seated or do you stand and then wipe?
Stand? What do you mean stand? Like stand straight up?
People stand.
I can understand like a hover occasionally if you really need to get in there, but a full stand?
People stand.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't stand all the way up, but then the butt cheeks just squish together more. I feel like that creates some more tension. I
couldn't agree more.
In the area.
But apparently there are people that are standing.
Freaks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I put soap in my hands first.
I wet my hands first.
You wet your hands first so
I
that
wet
the
my
soap
hands
is soapy.
so that because I like to start the process. I like to get the water at a nice temperature, touch that.
That's actually fair. Getting the water. I tickle the water. I don't fully wet my hand though. I tickle it a little.
I don't like overdoing that.
Sorry.
Okay,
My
cool.
bad.
Great. Hey, great question.
Great question. Is it weird that I, a 67-year-old woman, is a huge fan of Letterkenny and Shorzy? No.
Did Derry's feet stink from being in those rubber boots while filming? I never smelled
I'm
them.
sure Derry's feet did stink from being in rubber boots all day because my feet definitely stunk from being in leather boots all day. And I'm not even a stinky foot person.
When I was working at Earl's, we had to wear these little black boots, and all of us would be like, the smell in these shoes that we're all experiencing.
This feels like the type of thing you could sell in a vending machine for like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like the stinky Earl's Girls boots.
Wait, that's a great
like
marketing idea.
$1,000 a pair, and then you just buy a new pair every shift.
When is there going to be a Letterkenny Hallmark crossover? There already kind of was with Tyler Hynes.
Yeah, and I just said this as a response because I saw that come right in. Let's just say we haven't not reached out to Tyler Hynes about being on the pod next time he's in town.
He was a great addition to the show because
such a cool guy.
Great guy. He played Dirks on Letterkenny in season 7, 8, something like that. But he's like a Hallmark darling. He's the boy of Hallmark, and his fan base is so wildly obsessed with him.
They're rabid.
They're obsessed with him. And it was cool because I think he got to come in and play this like grimy, like fuckboy guy.
He might be the biggest piece of shit on the show because he did Katie dirty, which is like not something you do on Letterkenny.
With me, but he was, and I think, I mean, I hopefully we'll get to talk to him about it, but like, I think it was probably nice for him to play something so different with a bit more edge, because Hallmark is great, but it's obviously pretty soft.
It's a very
10-ply
controlled. Yeah, that's 10-ply, buddy. And Keith, I think like loved him for his like skating and stuff too. So he liked him as like a skater bro. So he got to do some tricks too.
The scene actually where he's teaching me to skateboard and Tyler gets to have like slow mo. I think that's what won. Jim, our DP, the CSA was for that episode because it's so beautifully shot.
Cool.
And it's like slow mo, and there's like this really cool.
Were you nervous on the skateboard?
Yeah. And it kind of played perfectly because it looks like we're supposed to be flirting. And but I was like genuinely, he was like helping me skateboard, and I was going down little ramps, and I was like screaming.
Yeah, and you were actually screaming.
And I was actually, I was
8 seconds of sustained scream until your throat's gone.
I'm scared. Like, help guide me. Yeah, right. Sore throat.
Okay.
Wait, that's a weird thing
Call
to
back?
say. Do you or Michelle play board games? And if so, what's your favorite game or type of games to play?
I mean, we did play games at Jacob's house for New Year's Eve. We played Avalon, which is like a social deception game, which I love.
Loved.
Secret Hitler, Coup, Avalon, Mole,
Avalon.
Werewolf.
So the first round, I was Merlin, and Merlin is like low key, and everyone at the end like has to like guess who it is or something, and whatever. And I was like quite good at it. And Sarah Haggy said the funniest thing. She like was so serious, and she looked at me at the end because no one guessed it was me, and she went, I just have to say you freaked it as Merlin. And she was so earnest.
She's wild.
And we started dying.
We actually
laughing.
bumped into Sarah Haggy on our way to the club last night, and we couldn't convince her to come with us.
No.
Which was maybe the greatest regret of my life.
Sarah Haggy also is she's a podcaster for Scamfluencers, which is a great podcast on Wondery. So check it out. All right, and then final question, we'll do a Letterkenny one.
I also worked at a board game bar, so I have a lot of board game feelings, but we can talk about that another day.
We will. When they were shooting the Res barbecue scene, did Katie and Dio not know that they were going to get doused? Seems like a pretty fun prank.
What?
Oh, that is
doused by what?
So we get like at the end we have like a water fight basically, and there's like, I think it's a water fight. It's like a food fight or something. We never got to this episode, but maybe on the Patreon we'll get to this episode. But I think we. Oh, this is a great question. Do I remember?
Do you remember being covered in food?
Well, not food, but water. I remember this day. I think we thought that we were going to cut and then start the water fight stuff, but I think the boys were told
went straight in
so that we got like honest reactions, which was obviously very fun.
And were the boys the hockey players, or was it like the?
I think it was the Hicks.
Oh, it was the Hicks. Oh, okay.
Maybe it was all of us, but it was really fun.
I do remember the water fight we had for sun darts.
Of course,
that was ridiculous. And we all knew we were going to get wet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this was great. This is a great little sequence of questions.
I think we're going to do some more of these kinds of Q&A style things over on the Patreon, as you had just mentioned. So if you guys are interested in more like this behind the scenes stuff, go check it out.
Go check it out. Yeah. We're having some fun over there. We're also going to probably pick up some rewatches on the Patreon, which is kind of like a nice place for us to do it because we can, it's just a bit more of like a communal, relaxed vibe.
Yeah, we don't have to be so like, let's say,
scared
and professional about it. Make sure it all like does this, because now all the videos of like the regular podcast and our guests are going to be on this YouTube, Spotify, everything you would normally see our podcast on. It's all going to be here.
Yeah.
But then we're going to put some of that more like behind the scenes Letterkenny stuff over there, just for so we can really chat.
Guys, this has been so nice. Happy 2026. Just, I know we're well into it, but
Year of the Horse.
We're back together. We're under a blanket. We're feeling good. And it's just, it's nice. And I hope everybody is feeling like they're shedding the right things and excited for the new year coming. Don't make that face. Enjoy what I said.
I will. I'm going to shed. I'm going to shed.
We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.